As a leader, have you ever wondered what are the do's and don'ts of leadership? What are the rules or the guidelines of leadership so that I can be a successful leader? If you've ever wondered that, you're going to want to watch this video as we jump into 5 rules of leadership. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another podcast episode. This is episode 2 right here on the Isaac Carpenter podcast. Today, I'm going to talk to you about leadership. I love titles, I love themes of messages or of teachings. And so today, if you are like me and you like titles or you're taking notes, or maybe you're driving, you can't take notes, but you're going to later tonight or this moment is I'm going to talk to you about leadership, 5 rules of leadership. Obviously, there's a lot more than just 5 rules of leadership, of 5 guidelines of leadership. But these, to me, as a leader in any capacity, whether you're overseeing a ministry, whether you're a leader on the job, whether you're a leader at school, you're overseeing a club, you're a leader on the sports team that you're on, whatever facet it is in your life that you're leading or overseeing, these 5 rules of leadership, if you apply them, you're going to begin to see your level of leadership, but also your team around you begin to change because we all know that a team is only as good as its leader, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and give you number 1 on 5 rules of leadership. Number 1 is you're the driver. You as the leader, you as the overseer, you as the top of the spear or the top of the totem pole, you're the driver. I'm going to refer to the leader being the driver and the team that you're overseeing or the team that you're leading is the bus. For example, obviously, if you're on a school bus, the driver is the head, right? And everybody on the bus is going wherever the driver's taking them. So, rule number 1 on these 5 rules of leadership is that you, as the leader, you're the driver. You're the driver of your ministry, over your department, whatever it is that you're over, you're the driver. What does that mean? That means that wherever your area of ministry goes, wherever your department goes, wherever your team goes, will be a direct reflection off of where you go. And you, as a leader, can only take your team to a place that you've been to before. You can't take it as a leader, your team to a place in God or to a level of leadership or to a level of faith that you have not yet stepped into. And so you as a leader, you are the driver of the bus. Here's the important thing that you have to understand about being the driver. If you're not the driver, then you'll always be at the whim of somebody else's travel plans, right? Let's say you're in a car going somewhere and your car breaks down and you're hitchhiking to get a ride. Somebody pulls over, you hop in the car. You're now at the expense of that individual's travel plans. Why? Because you're no longer the driver. And somebody has to drive. Someone has to be at the tip of the spear. Somebody has to be in the front. And so if it's not you, then it's going to be someone else. And so you need to make sure as the leader that I need to be the driver of this vision. I need to be the driving force behind what it is, why it is what we do. Rule number 2, it's all about energy and attitude. Think about the people that you've been around that every time you're around them, your energy feels increased. You're like, man, I can't wait to be around so and so. Can't wait to be around him or her because every time I'm around them, I feel a refreshing of energy. I feel vibrant again, right? And then also think about those individuals that you're dreading being around because every time you're around them, they're draining your energy, right? And so you need to make sure as a leader the energy that you dictate, the energy that you decide to have is good energy. Why? Because people don't want to serve a leader that what? Brings their energy down, that drains them, right? People want to be around leaders that say, man, I can't wait to be around, so and so, because every time I'm around them, I feel energized, I feel enthused. And so you need to make sure, number 2, that as a leader, it's all about your energy, it's all about your attitude, because energy is everything. That's something to write down. Energy is absolutely everything, right? You want to be around people that are energetic. You want to be around people that encourage you, that build you up. So does your team. So just think about it for a moment. I'm going to ask you a question. It's something for you to it's a rhetorical question, something for you to kind of think about on your own. What is the energy like in your area of ministry or your leadership? Why? People gravitate to energy. People gravitate to where there's good energy, right? And so if you don't have good energy, people are driven away from that. So you're saying, man, I just can't get people to get on board with the vision. Well, maybe it's because you lack energy. And when you lack energy, guess what? It is a deterrent to people. All right. So energy is everything. Rule number 3, you as a leader, you need to desire vision and focus. You need to have vision and focus. Why? It is the one of the driving forces that will move your area of ministry in the right direction, or your area of whatever it is that you're overseeing in the right direction. You must have vision, and you must focus on that vision and that vision alone. Why is that important? The more you focus on something, the more you think about it, right? For example, if let's say you're going to buy a new car, your first vehicle, and let's just say you're wanting a 1980 Dodge Challenger, right? That's just like my dream car. Let's just say that's what you're wanting, right? And you begin to think about that and you begin to ponder that. Slowly but surely, you're going to end up seeing the thing that you think about show up in front of you. Why? Because you're focusing on it. So if you can get your team engaged on the vision and focused on the vision, you as a leader will begin to see the vision to manifest more. Why? Because your team's thinking about it. They're pondering on it. And since they're consistently thinking about it and it's on the front of their mind, the vision will begin to be fulfilled. All right. So, vision, you not only need to cast vision, but you need to have your team to focus on it, right? Thoughts are magnetic. Whatever you think about, right? Thoughts are magnetic. So, whatever you think about, becomes what you're attracted to. So, what you put your energy in, or your attention on, starts to show up more in your life. So when you complain, you'll find more to complain about, right? When you continue to cast a vision, you'll find yourself being able to cast more vision, right? Because thoughts are magnetic. Just on the topic of complaining, just stop complaining as a leader, right? Complaining ruins your ride and it ruins everybody else that's along the ride. So stop complaining. Be a leader that is consistently finding the positive. Yes, it may be a rough situation. Yes, it may be a rough season or a rough moment, but always as a leader, find the positive in it and remind your team there can always be at least one positive thing that you can get out of every situation. You're complaining, it ruins your ride as well as everyone else's ride. Hallelujah. The more you focus on the vision, the likely it'll happen, right? The Olympics are going on right now, and in previous years when I've watched the Olympics, someone wins gold. I remember the last time Michael Phelps won gold. He was getting really emotional, and they said, "Well, how do you keep winning gold? How do you keep getting yourself here?" And he said, "As a little kid, I saw myself standing on top of the podium and the first gold medal being placed on my neck, the second gold medal." Now, why is that important? He saw himself there long before he ever achieved it. And so you have to focus on seeing the goal accomplished or the mission achieved long before it'll ever be achieved. Why? Write this down. If you build it in your mind, if you focus on seeing it and you take action, the success will come. So build it in your mind, focus on seeing it and take action, and then the success will come. Rule number 4. Hope you're getting something. Rule number 4 out of 5 rules of leadership. Number 4 is to love your passengers. You as the leader, I can't stress this enough. You as a leader have to love your passengers. You have to love your team. You have to love them, right? If they're on board to help you, you've got to love them. Now listen, I'm not saying that there won't be times when it's more difficult, but you've got to make the decision today and have an understanding that as a leader, you must love your passengers, good, bad, and the ugly. You must love them. Why? Love is the answer to your team success. Why? People serve where they're loved, right? People serve where they're loved. So let me give you real quickly 5 ways that you can love your passengers. Number 1, make time for them. Not when it's just convenient for you, but make time for them. Sacrifice some things. Another one, meet with them individually. Don't be the only time that you're meeting with your team is all together. Meet with them individually. Get to know them one-on-one. Next thing, get to know them as people, not volunteers or not workers, right? If you're overseeing a department, don't know your team based off of them serving in your department. Know who they are outside of the area of service. If you're a boss, get to know them outside of how they can benefit you. Know them as an individual. Know them as a person. Last one, cultivate the team that you have with love. Why? Because people serve where they feel loved. If you want to be able to get them maximize all of your team's potential individually and as a team, if you love on them, you will quickly discover you're going to get more out of them and a better quality out of them. Why? Because people serve where they feel loved. Amen. Listen to them, recognize them, serve them, right? You as a leader, serve them, recognize them, listen to them. It doesn't mean that everything that they say you have to implement, but at least give them an ear to hear, right? Listen to them. And then lastly, on 5 rules of leadership, bring out the best in them. Discover their strengths. Open up to opportunities for them, right? And then I want to kind of add something on the back end of that. You could say number 5, point B, or number 6. No energy leeches allowed. If there's anybody on your team that's trying to suck the energy, suck the life out of the vision or out of accomplishing the goal, it's time to sit down with them and say, hey, listen, you're either going to get on board, get positive, or we're going to have to you're going to get off at the next stop. Why? Because the vision and the goal that you're trying to accomplish is too important to allow one leech to completely annihilate and destroy the entire thing. So bring out the best of them as a leader, right? Everyone is a 10 in some area, right? You may have John, who is not good administratively, but maybe he is a great communicator. And then you may have Sally, who's not a good communicator, but she is great in the role or in the realm of administration. So everyone is a 10 somewhere. Your job is to find their strength and to put them in that area so they can be most effective. And when you put them in the area they're most effective, you as a team will be the most effective. This is 5 rules of leadership. I hope you got something today. If you didn't have a chance to write this down, you can always go back, write these down, and implement them today. And if you apply these, I promise you, you'll get more out of yourself as a leader, and you'll also get more out of your team. Today is the day you begin to achieve the vision and make it happen. We'll see you soon.